Namaste, Reverend Bill. So good to see you again.
Well, top of the morning to you from California.
Wonderful.
And
Morning to you,
as
sir.
I'm sitting here in California, and the sun is just coming up over the Sierra Nevada mountains. Sun shining through my redwood trees in my backyard, and you're starting to get dark there.
Yes, thank you very much. And yes, we've got 9 hours time difference between where you are and where I currently am. Now, this is a post-reading chat. You had your matching and reading just a few weeks ago, and then we decided to have a little talk and, in a way, explain your matching and the reading process, and somehow edit our little talk into your matching and reading so that it's somehow narrated and people can understand your process, or in general the matching and reading process better. Having said that, what were your intentions before you even got your reading? Why did you do it?
That's really interesting, because that was my second reading this lifetime. I got the first one a decade ago, 10 years ago, when I was ordered to get one done, ordered by a guru at an ashram. You got to go get it done. I says, I don't believe in these. He says, but they believe in you. Go get it done, right? And that one ran from 2010, and it ended in 2020, which is our current time frame. And I was concerned because there was no predictions after that, and it basically alluded to the fact that that was the end. That 2020 looked like that was the time I was going to go. But other than that not happening yet, 2020 isn't over. That not happening yet, absolutely everything that was in my first Nadi reading, everything that was predicted, absolutely 100%, everything happened. There's nothing left to be done on it. So I got to thinking, well, is this the end? Do I have further? And then circumstances of events, and there's no accidents in life, right? So circumstances and events, we ran into each other on the internet, and one thing led to another, and then this energy was created, and I decided, and you suggested, and we worked together on looking at, let's go forward. Let's get another reading, because I didn't know it was possible to get a second reading. So my friends out there that are watching that have had a reading done in India around the same time I did, or a little later, they may thinking, well, why do I need a second one? I didn't think I needed one. Well, the second one really put all the blocks into the foundation. I mean, it completed things. It answered questions. And at my age, I'm in the 75 range here, you're not looking for career success and all these other things that you're looking for when you're younger, when you get a reading done. At this stage of life, there's spiritual things, there's goals, there's your grandchildren and your children, and other things in your life. And there's the creative side and the spiritual side. So I was looking not for answers about wealth, prosperity, career, fame, fortune. I was looking at spiritual milestones, mile markers of my life going down the road. So am I on the true path? Is this my dharma? And so when I got the reading done, I was looking for confirmation of what I felt was my dharma, and my chosen path, which the reading did. And I'm glad we're doing this a couple weeks after the reading, because if we had a conversation directly after the reading, I was kind of like blown out. I mean, it was like I spent the last 2 weeks recalling what was said, trying to figure out the pieces and everything else. It's one of these things when you get a reading that it's like cooking a stew, Irish stew, right? You throw things into it, and the more things you keep finding more ingredients to put into it. With this reading, you keep finding more things within it that enrich it and enhance it, and more meaning comes place. So you hear, when you're getting your reading done, for those people going to get a reading done, when you hear the reading the first time, you don't really hear the reading. You're picking up selected highlights. So when somebody asked you right afterwards, you got boom, boom, boom. But weeks go by, and then when you get a video sent to you, like you had the courtesy to send me a video, which is a beautiful thing, because when you look at it again a second time and a third time.
Yes. I mean, for the audience, so they know, we record your reading and we send you the recording of your reading a few days, a couple of weeks or so after your reading is over, including everything else you need to do your homework, your healing work, called pujas. And that's what we send to you too. We send a recording of your reading. We send you pictures of your palm leaf. As you might remember, we sent you the pujas in the PDF format, all the gods and goddesses you need to perform the pujas too. And that comes in a downloadable link. And you got that too, of course. You had your reading done not that long ago. I think about 2 weeks ago or so.
Yeah, about 2 weeks.
Yes.
But in some ways it's like a lifetime ago, and sometimes it's like just finished a few minutes ago. So I'm telling people, when you get a reading, be open. I mean, really open. You have to open not just your mind, because a lot of people intellectually they're ready to accept things, but you really have to open your heart.
Yes.
And let it go where it's going to go. It may take some twists and turns unexpectedly.
It does.
Mine honestly kind of went where I thought it was going to go, but many of my friends have already had their reading there, and it took some unexpected twists and turns for them, and some to their delight and some to their amusement, and some they're still trying to figure out what. But you have to be open. This is not just an intellectual exercise. This is really a heart thing. You have to really get your heart into it and listen fully. So listen with your mind, watch with your eyes, but understand with the heart. It's a beautiful experience. And I hope anybody watching this video do it. Well, one of the same questions you probably get all the time, Dr. Q, is why do I need it? Right? Why? What's in it for me? How come I need this? And somebody from the West, most especially, that's thinking, why do I gotta, spend money, get somebody to go through all this stuff, get all these things? I'm telling you that when you get one done, you'll never have that question again. You know why. You'll understand why you had that done. But there are parts of yourself that the universe, will mirror to you. And basically, this is not about not using your free will. This is all about your free will. What people don't understand is everything you've done in the quote unquote past, whether it's a past life, past moment, past thought, your thinking, your desires, your actions, all you've done is basically have been as your free will.
Absolutely.
And, and that free will, the sun is shining brightly at me. and that free will is what's created your thing. So the fact that if you're young enough when you get this reading done, and this is my theory, if you're young enough when you get this done, you can see, well, 30 years from now, this is going to happen. Like maybe I'm going to get lung cancer and I'm smoking now. Well, if you know that 30 years prior,
yes,
just the knowledge of that, will get you to change your behaviors. You'll probably give up smoking. You'll probably change your diet. So just because it's in the card, here's my life. No, you don't have to end up there. And that's the thing that people got to understand. You're getting this reading. It's like signs on the highway, slow down, there's a curve ahead. So you have an opportunity to alter and change things. They're not locked in stone. So that's something they got to realize. So sometimes, well, my reading, I got a reading a long time ago. This didn't happen, that happened. But the fact that you knew about those potentialities, it changed your behaviors. You were told you might be getting divorced, and then all of a sudden you started treating your spouse really well, and you started working on it. Well, that changed that, and that in turn changes something else. Now, as you get older like me, not that many options. Anyway, so a Western person, especially if you're young, meaning 20s, 30s, 40s, even in your 50s, you're still working on career. You're still working on finances and family and making decisions on your life. You're only halfway through or less than, you got at least double that time to go. So having tools
Yes.
that help you handle what's coming. That's all it is. It's a tool. So why do you need it done? Anything's a tool. Just like you go to a life coach counselor, right? And he tells you how to handle things. Well, this is a spiritual life coach counselor, and you're getting a little different set of circumstances thrown at you. But the fact that knowing things or being told things ahead of time gives you the wisdom to handle them when they come, even if they still come. Now you have the wisdom, you have a chance to build up to it and adjust to it. So yeah, I have no regrets. In fact, it's just the opposite of that. Getting this done, and I thought, well, I need to use a second, but it told me a lot, and it was nice to know that I have a continued future as well past 2020.
I also had 2 readings done, and I can only second what Reverend Bill just said. The second reading confirmed fundamentals of the first reading. It's the same. I'm the same person. Reverend Bill's the same person, so that hasn't changed, obviously. But our trajectory has changed. As I told Reverend Bill, before we became friends and got to know one another better, in my first reading, I was told I'll die of a heart attack, age 77 to 79. But I was given pujas to do, and they said if I did them, with an open heart, literally speaking, with an open heart, then I can change that, and I can overcome that heart attack and continue to live into my 80s. My second reading, the reader said, "Oh, you have the gift of longevity," which means he could not determine the blocks of years where I'll pass on. So that shows a change in the few years between the first and the second reading. Mine was, I think, 3 years apart, and yours were 10 years apart. So yeah, you can have 2 readings. You can actually have several readings. I know a few people that had 5 or more readings in their lifetime. It can be done because, as you might remember, there are 18 Maharishis from the southernmost parts of India, great sages, Maharishis that wrote palm leaves. So in theory, you can have really quite many readings if you wish. But that's for a different time and a different talk, how many readings we can have or not. The last thing I'd like to add to our audience is your life is not set in stone, period. The only person that creates reality is you and no one else. You may take the reading on board as a guideline, helping you overcome certain challenges and then improve your life. Because really, bottom line, why should I get a reading done? Bottom line is you want to have a better life afterwards, period. You cannot be more simple than that. You're given a trajectory in your reading, a life trajectory that is, and all you want to do is you want to improve that trajectory after the reading, whatever better and whatever trajectory you have for your life. To me, it meant longer life because health is my biggest challenge in life. And to Reverend Bill, where he is now, is spiritual enlightenment. It's to me too, now that I know that I can live a little longer than I was predicted. So there you have it. Now, what's also important to let the audience know here is that we have edited your matching and your reading as we've taken personal information out. Maybe you want to explain that too in just a minute or two, not too long, because we want to keep this interview short. Why to take to abbreviate and to edit your matching reading?
Yeah, I felt that when I watched it because I'm a public person basically, but
Sure,
wife, children, my grandchildren, they're not public people, and there was some things I'm just saying no. And besides that, we also edited this down. Hopefully, will be. There's some things that are just too sacred.
yes.
It's like, wow, it's like I can't say that. I can't present that. It's too precious. It's like
It is.
sharing your heart openly and then to others to make judgments and to make But I have no regrets doing the reading, And I wanted to follow up with this because I did promise people we were going to air my reading. And so this is kind of a compromise because I want to share the process and my feelings about it, but I didn't want to share a lot of personal details.
Of course.
You'll get the gist of it if we edit this correct. You'll see how things match up, and there's some things that it's okay to say. So you'll understand, and my people that and friends that really know me, they'll understand as well.
Yes. To the audience, just to keep it short and simple, the whole process of matching and reading that we do online takes about 3 hours. The first part is the matching, which takes about 45 minutes to an hour, give or take. And then there is a break of 15 minutes, and then the reading starts. The reading lasts, depending on how many questions the seeker has, an hour and a half or so. So the reading itself, the matching itself is quite straightforward. In the matching process, the reader tries to identify the seeker's individual palm leaf. And it's a match when the reader was no clue who you, the seeker, are. In our case, Reverend Bill. The reader had no idea who this gentleman is. Of course, I know Bill as the moderator in this reading and matching, but the reader and the interpreter in India had no clue. They only knew his thumbprint, hence his thumbprint name, and that he's a male. That's all they knew. And at the end of the successful matching, now we know it was successful because they identified your palm leaf, they were able to tell Bill his first name, father's first name, mother's first name, and many other things, which we will talk about in a minute as the so-called post-matching feedback that Reverend Bill would like to give. So now we're going to start the portion of the matching, and then we will talk about how you felt about your matching experience. Thank you.
Today we have 2 bundles, sir. In this bundle, we are going to search your palm leaf. We doesn't know which leaf contains for you, so Guruji will check one by one leaf. He will be reading one by one leaf to search your leaf. When the details matches for you, just say correct, sir. If the information not matching, just say wrong. So Guruji will change it and he will read the next leaf. In which leaf all your information matches, like your name, father name, mother name, your date of birth, that contains your leaf. And we have prepared for you Shiva Vakya Maharishi. So it is very special Maharishi. Shiva Vakya.
Just to step in here quickly, is the other camera running too?
Maharishi. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Shiva Vakya Maharishi. Shiva Vakya Maharishi wrote this palm.
Just to give you an idea, sir, there are 18 Maharishis, 18 of them. Agastya is the one in the middle. I won't be able to identify the other 17, but one of these 18 is Shiva Vakya Maharishi, one of them, because you already had a reading done many years ago, and that was by Agastya, the guy in the center. So obviously, since you already had his reading, we searched for another Maharishi who wrote a leaf for you, and in this case, it's Shiva Vakya Maharishi.
Okay. So we start, sir?
Yes, we're ready.
You're married, sir.
Yes.
Okay. You live with your partner.
What was that?
You live with your partner.
Yes.
Good relationship with your partner.
Yes.
Okay. You have kids. You have child or children?
I have children. Yes.
Okay. You have 2 kids, 2 children for you.
Yes.
You have daughter. There is a daughter for you.
I have a daughter second.
You have daughter or daughters, sir? One or more daughters?
The question is, sir, do you have at least one daughter? Just
yes, one daughter. Yes.
Okay. And also you have son. There is also son for you.
Also, at least one son.
Yes.
கூறிடுவேன் காலம் எனக்கு நடப்பு காலம் துணை அறிவை
You have brothers, sir. There is a brother for you.
You have a brother, sir.
A brother? Yes.
உடன் பிறப்புதான்
One brother for you.
You have only one brother, sir.
One brother alive.
Yes,
Correct.
correct.
Two, yeah.
கூறிடுவேன் காலம் எனக்கு அறிவை கண்டுதான்
Only siblings and kids that are alive count in the matching process,
Yes.
sir.
One brother.
You also have sisters, so there is also sister for you.
You have at least one sister, sir.
I have at least one sister, yes.
Yeah.
சொல்லிடுவேன் அறிவு வழி உறவுதான்
So you have two sisters.
You actually have two sisters, sir.
Yes, but I got a half sister I've never met.
No, it's only full siblings, sir.
Only full sibling.
Only full siblings?
Yes.
I have no full siblings anywhere. They're all half.
It is wrong, so we need to change.
That is wrong.
No real siblings, we need to change. It is
My sisters, I've known them all my life, but different fathers.
Yeah. We can only focus on the full siblings.
Okay.
கூறிடுவேன் காலம் தோற்றம் தலைதான்
you are the first child for your parents. First
You are the firstborn of your parents. You are the firstborn child.
Yeah. My mother and father, yes. Yes.
நேர்மையுடன் காலம் எனக்கு நடப்பு காலம்தான்
In your name, sir, one letter that is N. N or T contains in your name. So there is N or T in your name.
Does your name, your first name, contain N November or T as in Tom?
No.
What your name, one letter contains Y, sir. Your name contains Y.
Or Y? Does your name contain Y?
No.
Or mother name, N or T contains in mother name. One letter mother name.
The mother's name, N or T, you said, Shyam?
Yes, in the mother name there is N or
Does
T.
your mother's name contain N or T?
N or T?
Yes. November or Tom?
No.
Y, there is Y. In mother name there is Y, sir.
Or does your mother's name contain the letter Y?
No.
No, change.
கற்றைவால் சரியான் பெற்ற காலம் எனக்கு நடப்புதான்
You have grandchild, sir. There is grandchild or grandchildren you are having, sir.
You have at least one grandchild, sir.
Yes.
சொல்லிடுவேன் மகனுக்கு ஆண் செய்யும் மனம்தான்
And the first child is son for you.
Your firstborn is a son,
Yes.
Married. The son is married, sir.
and the
Yes.
son is married. Correct.
சொல்லிடுவேன் மகனுக்கு உபயோக செய்யும் மனம்தான்
Having children, having kids, child or children.
And your oldest son has kids already, at least one child.
Yes.
கூறிடுவேன் ஆண் தான்
From the son you have grandson. There is grandson from the son.
So your son has a son, at least one son.
Yes.
சிலவுடனே காலம் எனக்கு நடப்புதான்
For the son only one child, sir. One child for the son.
Your son only has one child, only one son.
நடப்பு காலம் ஆண் செய்யும் பணிதான்
Daughter married, sir. Your daughter married.
My daughter married? Yes.
Your daughter is married, sir.
Having kids, having child or children for the daughter.
The daughter has at least one child, your daughter.
Yes.
சொல்லிடுவேன் மகனுக்கு செய்தான்
The children are doing business, so they are self-employed. They do their own business, self-employed.
Your children, sir, are self-employed. They don't work for someone, they work for themselves. Contractor, artists, not like employed by someone that pays them.
No.
Kind of like yourself.
Son's employed, daughter's not.
Shyam, you mean both must be self-employed, or at least one of them is
Any
self-employed?
one of them.
At least one of them is self-employed. Then that's correct. Yes, correct. Yes.
விளம்பிடுவேன் நாம் செய்ய வேண்டியதுதான்
You are involved in politics, a political line. You are involved in politics.
Are you involved in politics, sir? Could be also municipal, small town. It doesn't have to be big scale. Something small.
Or spiritual, social work. You are involved in social organizations, service, social organizations, or spiritual work, spiritual business.
Or are you involved in social work or spiritual work? I would say yes.
Yes.
கூறிடுவேன் மகனுக்கு நடப்பு காலம்தான்
You follow any spiritual teachers? So there is any spiritual master, mentor, teacher for you?
Do you have a spiritual mentor or a teacher that you follow?
Yes.
The spiritual master is alive, living master.
That person is still alive.
Yes.
The spiritual teacher is from different country, from abroad country, not from your same country.
And your mentor is not from the same country that you're from, sir. Different country.
Yes.
Correct.
From Asia, the master is from Asia, India, China.
That the person you're following as your mentor is from Asia.
Yes.
Indian master.
And from India.
Yes.
The master name starting letters M-R-O.
And your mentor's name starts with the following letters, which Shyam is typing into the chat. M-R-A-O-G.
Starts with that?
It starts, right, Shyam?
Yes, starting letter.
Does it start with M-R-A-O or G?
No.
No,
No.
incorrect.
Starting letter B or B. So start with B
Or V as in Victor or B as in boy.
Yeah, I'm going back. I'm looking at that, the choice of letters. If the person goes by three names, one of those names starts with one of those, yeah, but not the first title.
Yeah.
No, not,
The mentor has three names, three first names, or goes by
No.
three names.
it's got
And one of them starts with M-R-A-O-G. One of them.
one of them starts.
Start with M. One of the names starting with M. So
It starts with an M. One of his names starts with M.
No,
starting with O.
no.
Starts with an O. No, wrong.
Okay. You're practicing any yoga, sir? Yoga, any special type of yoga, meditation you're practicing?
Are you practicing yoga, sir, or meditation?
Hello?
Sir?
Hello?
Hello, sir?
Yeah, did
Sir,
you lose
can you
me?
hear? Yeah, you froze on us for a second. Do you practice meditation or yoga, sir?
Yes.
You're also learning any astrology, healing.
Are you learning astrology or healing modalities? When in doubt, we say yes, because we will realize later.
Teaching or
Okay, healing. Okay,
I would say yes.
okay.
teaching. You're also teaching astrology or any meditation you teach to others.
Are you teaching people either astrology or meditation?
Yes.
Daughter has daughters. There is a granddaughter from the daughter.
You have at least one granddaughter from the daughter.
Yes.
And also there is a grandson from the daughter.
You also have a grandson from your daughter.
Yes.
For the son, only one child for the son.
Yes.
Your son only has one child, correct?
Besides the present partner, in the past you had another relationship. So there was another partner relationship for him.
But before getting married, you had another relationship.
No. Me? No.
No, change.
No.
The first bundle, the list is not found, so we are waiting for the second bundle to search away.
Thank you. But we're moving on to the second bundle, sir.
You're the first born child for a parent, sir. First child.
You're the firstborn child of your parents, sir. That's correct.
Yeah, for my father, but not for my mother. Yeah.
From the two together, yes, you are.
Yes.
உண்மை விடமாண்டதற்கு நடப்பு காலம்தான்.
Parents not alive, not living. Father, mother not alive.
Your parents have already passed away.
Yes.
சொல்லிடுவேன் தாய் தந்தை கடந்து 15 ஆண்டுகள் தான்.
The parents passed away more than 15 years. More than 15 years before they passed away.
Your parents passed away more than 15 years ago.
Yes.
கூறுவேன் காணவனுக்கு அன்னைக்கும் தான்.
You are living in your own house, own property you are living, sir.
You live in your own house or property, sir.
Yes.
கூறுவேன் வாழ்ந்ததற்கு இல்லவதின் கடன் பிணையும் தான்.
There is any loan or mortgage you are having, sir. Loan, debt, mortgage you are having.
You carry any debt. It could be a mortgage for the house. It could be a lease for the car.
Car payment. Yeah.
Credit card. Yes, correct, Jim.
சிலம்பதிலே காணவனுக்கு நடப்புதான்.
You are following a spiritual teacher, master you are following, sir.
You have a spiritual master, sir.
Yes.
Male, the spiritual master is a male master.
It's a male.
Yes.
ஆண்டவனில் அப்பனம் வாழ்ந்ததற்கு நடப்புதான்.
Mother name wanderer as Caesar, sir. As or Caesar, mother.
Does your mother's name contain S or C? That's correct.
சொல்லிடுவேன் அன்னைக்கு இடையெழுத்துதான்.
See, mother name Caesar, sir. Mother.
Does your mother's name contain the letter C? That's correct.
நிகழ்வுடனே காணவனுக்கு முதல் சொல்றான்.
Mother name I is as a mother. I contains the mother name.
Does your mother's name contain the letter I, as in Idaho? Your mother's name, sir. That will be wrong.
Well, it might be right. I might have misspelled it when I sent it to you.
Then can you write it again? Because
I'm looking at it. It could have been
the
I don't
way
know.
that I have it, there is no I in it.
could have been like
Don't say it. Just
could be that way too. I don't know.
are you not quite sure how it's spelled?
I'm not exactly sure how she spelled it. I'd have to, but
Huh. Well, there are two different ways of spelling the name Shiam.
or even, yeah.
So we're not so sure which one is the correct way of spelling his mother's name. In one version, it's correct. There is an I.
So
Yes.
let's just play with it.
Well, let's say yes, because it's it's this almost the same spelling in both versions. There's only one letter difference. Yeah, so in one of the two versions I is correct, yes.
கூறுவேன் நாதனுக்கு உபய நாமத்தில் தான்.
Your name and your father name same name, sir.
Your name and father's name same, that's correct.
வாழ்ந்ததற்கு அவர் சொல்றான்.
You were born in the year 1946, 1947, you are born, sir.
You're born in 1946 or 1947, that's correct.
Yes.
நாற்பால் சத்தம்தான்.
1946, you were born, sir.
You're born in 1946, correct.
ஏற்றமுடன் நாதனுக்கு அவர் சொல்றான்.
2 children for you, sir. 1 son, 1 daughter for you.
You have 2 children, sir, 1 son and 1 daughter.
இளவரசன் காணவனுக்கு நடப்புதான்.
3 grandchildren for you, sir.
You have total 3 grandchildren.
Yes.
சிலமதிலே சேர ஆரைக்கும் என்றுதான்.
You are a writer, sir. You are writing books, articles.
You're a writer.
Yes.
கூறுவேன் காணவனுக்கு நடப்புதான்.
You are getting pension, government support, pension you are getting.
You're getting governmental support, the pension. That's correct.
புலம்பெயர்வேன் மறந்ததற்கு நடப்புதான்.
Your names are like ball, like the name ball.
Can you repeat Shyam one more time?
Your name is ball or bubble, your name.
Is your name Bol?
Bol.
No, similar, Shyam, but not correct. Similar, but not correct.
நிகழ்வுடனே நாதனுக்கு அவர் சொல்றதான்.
Like ball, bill or ball, bill.
Correct. Correct, Shyam, yes.
நேர்மையுடன் மறந்ததற்கு நடப்புதான்.
Father name also the same name, Bill. Bill.
Correct.
அன்றைய காணவனுக்கு எங்கள் தந்தைதான்.
The partner name, the wife name like Carol.
Wow, awesome, correct.
நன்மை விட மரணத்திற்கு நடப்பதா
You are born in the dates of 16th or 17th in this date.
Are you born on the 16th or the 17th of the month, sir?
Yes.
சிறப்புடனே காரணத்திற்கு நடப்பதா
16th. You are born on 16th.
You're born on the 16th of the month, sir.
Yes.
நன்மை விட மரணத்திற்கு நடப்பதா
1946 you are born.
You're born 1946.
Yes.
தொழிலுவேன் மரணத்திற்கு சுமாரம்தான்
Partner, wife name like Carol. Carol is the wife name.
Your wife's name is Carol.
Yes.
நன்மை விட காரணத்திற்கு நடப்பதா
Mother name like Melissa. Melissa mother name. Melissa or Melissa.
Can you repeat, Shyam? I have a hard time hearing you.
Melissa.
It's close, close. It's
What
close.
is he saying? What is it saying?
Merlika. Merlika. Mother name is Merlika. Melissa. Mother name. Melissa.
Okay.
Very close.
Because
Yeah.
they just may be mispronouncing it.
நன்மை
So,
It is Miss Maya.
Melika. Mother name is Melissa. Melika. Mother name.
Close.
மரணத்திற்கு நடப்பதா
Don't say anything, sir. They will figure. They will tell us.
Your name is Bill.
Your name is Bill, sir.
yes.
கண்டிடுவேன் காரணத்திற்கு நடப்பதா
March month you are born.
Born in March.
Yes.
One marriage for you.
You've been married once.
Yes.
சொல்லிடுவேன் காரணத்திற்கு நடப்பதா
But father, mother, not able.
Both parents have passed away.
Yes.
கூறுவேன் மரணத்திற்கு உடன் பிறப்புதா
You have half siblings or half brother, half sisters. You have.
You have half siblings, sir. Half brother and half sisters.
Yes.
விளம்பிடுவேன் காரணத்திற்கு நடப்பதா
You're doing writing books, writing. You're doing.
You're a writer. You write books.
Yes.
கூறுவேன் காரணத்திற்கு நடப்பதா
And also you write related to spiritual content book writing.
You're writing spiritual books.
Yes.
சொல்லிடுவேன் காரணத்திற்கு எதிர்காலத்துடைய பிறந்தா
March 1946. you are born, sir.
Yes.
Born March 1946. Correct.
You are born on 16.
Excuse me, Shyam?
ஏற்றுதல் மரணத்திற்கு
On the-
நடப்பதா
You're born on the 16th of March 1946, sir.
நலவுடனே மரணத்திற்கு நடப்பதா
Carol, wife name is Carol.
Your wife's name is Carol.
Carol.
Yes.
Carol.
ஏற்றெடுத்து அன்னைக்கு அழைச்சலா
Mother name. Mother name Monica, Marcella.
Marcella, is that what you're saying? Yeah. that's
Correct.
it. Oh,
Correct.
Your name is Bill, sir.
Your name is Bill.
Oh.
yes. Is that my leaf?
Yay! Congratulations. Awesome.
All right. All right.
Amazing. Thank you. Thank you. This is your leaf, sir.
All right. I'm surprised.
Wow. Great job.
Wow.
Thank
So
you.
this bundle, what is this family? What does all these people have in common, that group?
They have the same thumb impression name, sir. I'll explain it to you. Every single leaf in that bundle carries the same thumb impression name. The secret in all of this is your thumb impression.
Destiny also similar destiny will be there for the people, those who have same category, same ability, same destiny, but not exactly the same, but common things will be same.
Similar.
Common.
You're not related to them. You're not brothers or sisters or cousins, but
No,
you
but
have
personality.
soul, right? Your soul sisters, soul brothers. And hence it could be very similar sometimes and not be a match. And so that's why they are all traveling in one bundle together.
In other way, we can say as a twin person, twin. If someone is born as a twin, those who have the same categories will be there like this. Not based on the someone in the world will resemble like you, will have the same ability, talent, or characteristics. Someone in the different part of the world with same knowledge.
Yes, so you have twins across the globe. You're not related to them at all, but they're similar to you and your personality, characteristics, ability.
Spiritual DNA.
Yes, correct. Yes, correct. Spiritual DNA is good. Good way of describing it. Yes. Then we shall say thank you very much to our most senior reader, Guruji and Shyam. We will put them in the waiting room for the next 15 minutes. In the meantime, sir, I will need to explain to you the next step. So please stay online. We say thank you, Nandi, and bye-bye.
Okay.
We just watched your matching, the abbreviated version of your matching experience. In short, how was it? Tell me, how do you feel about it?
Well, if I said 100% accurate, I'd be underestimating how good it really was, because even they do more than I did. Apparently, I forgot how to spell my mother's first name. I mean, I go, does it have an I in it? Does it have? So, which first off, right off the get go here, when you tell people, and you told me, Bill, write these things down. I go, well, I remember my mother's name. I'll know that. My father's name. You know, I mean, it was like, why is he telling me this, right?
Actually, the audience knows, we send everyone a matching form. It's called matching form. Very simple. And it spells out your name. Write down your name and how many letters does it have. Write down your mother's name, father's name, how many letters, and so forth. Because we know during the matching process, people are either super excited, nervous, distracted. It's a challenge. I know that, because you got to remember exactly the spelling of your parents' name. Sometimes your own, how you spell your own name, and how many letters does it have. And these are questions that come over and over and over again, and you just get confused. So our friend Reverend Bill here, even though he was told, please write it down, it went in one ear and out the other, like a few other people that come to us too, I have to say. So please, if we do send you the matching form, there is a reason for that. It really helps you to stay focused, because I can't help you. I have no idea what Bill's parents' names are, or his spouse's name, or the kids' names. I don't know. I just know Reverend Bill. And I haven't even met him yet personally, but I truly hope that at some point when COVID is over, I can go and visit and see him in person. So really, as a moderator, all I can do is connect the seeker with the Indians and try to help them with understanding the accent. Obviously, that's a big one. And even if they do understand the accent, they might not necessarily understand the reading or the message itself. So that's my job, to be the conduit, like the connector, if you wish, making sure that the seeker gets the message and understands the message. But now coming back to you, I do remember that after realizing that, oh boy, I should have written it down. You did write it down on a piece of paper, and it helped tremendously with your matching process.
Yeah. So don't think that you're so smart. You don't need that. It was such simple advice. Anyway, bottom line was the matching process. It took, I don't know, it was well over an hour, I think, or right in that ballpark. And there were some that were just so close, and then another one so close, but it wasn't exactly. And there was a question they asked me on the matching that, had I gone to this reading the month before, or the week before, or 3 days prior to that reading, I would have had to say no, and we wouldn't have had a match, and we wouldn't have had a reading. Because what the reader basically asked, or didn't ask, he says, it was almost a statement. He didn't really ask, he makes a statement. You're currently something, I don't remember exact words, but paraphrasing, you're currently working on a spiritual book.
Yes.
And I hadn't been, because I had all this other stuff going on, until 2 days, or 2 days before. I had thought, hey, I can do this now. I'm ready. I outlined it. I made a book cover design. And then the day before, I actually started writing. So when he asked me that question, I'm going, yeah, I just started that, right? So, and then so that was interesting, because that told me this was exactly when I was supposed to get it done. No sooner. This was the time. So the matching process is interesting. It's you don't, okay, other area, because I had the same my first reading a decade ago. Time of birth. What the readers in both these readings didn't know was not even my doctors knew my exact minutes of my birth. In other words, I was born between 1 and 1:30, and they took a guess and stabbed about the middle someplace. And when the reading this time, they go, you're born between 1 and 1:30. They didn't narrow it down any more than that. And my first reading, they go, well, we know your birth date, we know your year, but we're confused on the time. It's between 1 something and 1:30, which was the true answer as well. So it's interesting that my readings couldn't narrow it down exactly, and my doctor couldn't either. So the real answer must be whatever the gods of these readings come up with. What they say, okay, it's this. Okay, great, because nobody knows. So that was interesting. That showed up on both my readings and the matching. So no, the matching was there was times if somebody's getting a reading done, there's times when you're going, my God, they just went through 7, 8 leaves. And what, am I going to get a reading, right? And then you go, well, that's really close. Maybe no. For example, they asked a question on siblings. I don't remember exactly what it was, but I got 3 half brothers and 3 half sisters.
Yes.
And I'm going, that's 6 siblings. And they go,
No.
You have no siblings. I go, what? What? So I had to think about that. No, I don't have any siblings because I don't have the same parents. They're all different grouping there. So that's something you got to think about. So if you're adopted or if you got half siblings, think about that when you do the matching, because it does change your answer. So
yes.
Other than that, I was really surprised the first reading I got on the matching. This time it was just deja vu. Oh, they did this again. How they do it, I don't know. From a thumbprint, I don't know. But it did work. They matched my mother's name, father's name, the fact they're living, the fact they're dead, they're dead, whatever they are. They got my wife's name. They got my birth order, my 2 children. And in fact, I only had 2 children, a son and daughter. And then they got my grandchildren. And again, they got my grandchildren, but they didn't get my step-grandchildren. So I had to think about that. Well, I got 6 grandchildren, but okay. Even though as a grandparent, you never think of them as step-grandchildren, the reading, it just goes straight grandchildren, just directly from the line. So that was another time I had to stop and think. So when you think you're getting an answer, it doesn't sound like you got to stop and think about it.
Yes.
Editing process, finding these, the leaves, I call it an editing process because they're like, looking through your life, they're taking pieces of it. And it was actually very artistically done. It's like an art, a piece of art unfolding. It's like these guys are painting this picture. You don't know where it's going, but when they get through, you see all the colors and everything come together, and they really have captured the you that was and is at the moment. They really captured the now, and they go backwards because it's your past. And so that opens your heart up and your mind up. Your mind is going, well, how do they know that? And then it goes from how do they know that to, well, if they know that, then I got to trust what they say forward, because that's the hardest part, to tell you what you already know, because you can match that, right? Mm-hmm. So,
yes.
Yeah.
I had the honor and pleasure of being your moderator during a matching reading, so I can vouch for it, because I've seen one or 2 readings before, believe it or not. I've been in 1 or 2 before. It's an amazing experience every single time. It doesn't matter who the person is. It is an amazing experience for me as a moderator to be in a matching and see the sparkle and the glow in the eyes of people when they hear their own name repeated to them, the parents' names, and they're just in awe and in disbelief. It's just beautiful. It really is. When you can see that's one moment of realization, oh my God, there is a leaf written in ancient Tamil for me several thousand years ago by a sage, a great sage in India. How special is that? It's just it's mind blowing. And I know so because I've had a reading done myself, and I remember the excitement, the disbelief, the awe. Just wow, how can this be that they know my name? A guy who has no clue about anything who I am, where I'm from, my background, my parents, none of that, and yet they were able to match me to a palm leaf. Yeah, it's an amazing, humbling, beautiful, exciting experience. Indeed, it is. And that one moment when the matching happens, that that one moment when the reader starts rattling off the names, you're just like a child. I mean, I felt like a child. I was like, wow, Christmas is true after all. There is a Santa after all. So I totally understand, and thank you so much for your willingness to share bits and pieces of your matching and reading. It shall be of great help to all the seekers out there who want to know and have a better understanding of the process and what's in there for them, really. Why should they do it? And what can they get out of it?
அரவுதனை அணியாக கொண்டு நின்று அங்கமதில் இடபாகும் எனக்கும் இது வரக்கிடுவேன் காலைவனின் பலாவலனை.
This is the prayer by Shiva Vakya Maharishi. So the Maharishi who wrote your palm leaf is Shiva Vakya. He prays to Lord Shiva and Parvati. Shiva Vakya Maharishi. He is one of the great sage. Out of 18 Maharishi, Shiva Vakya Maharishi is one of the great sage who wrote your palm leaf. And today he prays to Lord Shiva and Parvati. So two energies. You have the blessing of Shiva and Parvati. Two of them blessing you are having. So Shiva and Parvati's blessing for you to get here.
Just to make sure that Bill understands, Shiva Vakya Maharishi is the saint that wrote your palm leaf. The bundle was written by him, every single palm leaf in it. And he received the message for you by meditating to Lord Shiva and Goddess Parvati. So you got the blessings of these three for today's reading.
So this Shiva Vakya Maharishi's prediction a bit different from the other Maharishi. Comparing other Maharishi, Shiva Vakya Maharishi a bit unique. The reason because his prediction or his guy is a kind of narration. Narration means like a story or giving a kind of speech like this to give a guidance for us.
So Shiva Vakya, the way he writes his messages are a little different to the other Maharishis, the 17 others. It gives it like a speech, a direction.
So before telling your prediction, Maharishi gives some identifications. The first identification is your thumbprint. It has a category name. Your category is Urusuri Magudam Reha.
Now talk about your thumbprint name, sir, which Shyam is typing into the chat. Urusuri Magudam Rehai. That is the name of your thumbprint, and it's written in the chat.
Already there are 4 dots. 4 dots are open for you. Now the 5th dot is in process to open the 5th dot for you. Might be in the past it was open, but right now it is average.
Wow. So you have already 4 dots open. The average person only has 3 dots open, and your 5th dot is in the process of opening up. Amazing.
Might be in the past, might be open, but right now it is weak or invisible.
So your 5th dot might already have been open, but at the moment it's either weak or invisible. But you have the potential for 5. The average.
So the meaning of a thumbprint is Uru. Uru means one, sir. There is one energy. Suri means circle. There is a energy circle. So your life circle, a kind of.
Uru means one, and Suri means circle. So one circle.
It represents for some kind of power, ability, or some kind of skill. That means those who have this kind of illusory high knowledge, intelligent will be. So for you, you're a very skilled person. High knowledge, graduation, education, creative knowledge, advising ability. You have a good ability to heal others by your advice, counseling, teaching. So high creative knowledge you have based on the story.
Do you understand, sir? Or should I repeat?
Repeat.
Repeat. Okay, so Urusuri is one energy or one circle, one power. Those people that have this particular thumbprint name have high knowledge, are intelligent, and also the power to heal and guide other people. So you have a highly evolved spiritual wisdom within you. You are an educated man. And with this power that you have, you can help and heal others. Urusuri, one, there's one big energy in you. They're all uniting, as opposed to two energies. That will be a different reading altogether. But yours is one. And Shyam, just to make sure, I would need to repeat everything to Bill because he has a hard time understanding you, okay? So you need to put a pause a little bit, then I repeat, and then we can continue. Thank you.
The second part is called Maguda. Maguda means is a special a kind of crown. Maguda means crown. So it can be spiritual crown, can be opening the high chakra, Kundalini, chakra or crown. Maguda means leader. So it has a different meaning.
So Magudam means crown. It's either it could be a spiritual crown on top. That means can you like a spiritual master or leader connected to the universe.
Crown chakra connected.
It is also representing your crown chakra, the seventh chakra.
So like a crown, like a Maguda.
You can see Magudam in the background on the poster. You see she's wearing a Magudam.
That means there is a specific area. There is a specific ability in that you are a king. So there is no one who is higher than you, like the ability. You are the master, superior, or supreme person. It can be writing, art, spiritual. You're a master, like this high position.
So in what you do, you're a master. Having this thumbprint name, you in your field, you are a leader. There are no one or not many that are quote unquote above you. You are reaching the top of your field.
In your thumbprint, there are 4 dots. The first dot, education, career, profession, spirituality. Good dot.
So there are 4 dots on your thumbprint. The first one that we're going to talk about is about your education, spirituality. Yes. The second dot represents your family. That means your health, money, property, family. We can say almost positive, but based on your parents a bit weak because they are not alive now, but almost the second dot also positive for you. So the first dot that we talked about, your education, spirituality, is good, very open, 100% positive. The second dot that we're talking about now is about your health, your family, parents. That's almost 100% positive. The reason why it's not 100% is that, for example, your parents have already passed on. And otherwise, it is perfect. And also no real sibling, only half siblings. Yeah, and also because you don't have full siblings, only half siblings. That's the only reason why the second dot is not 100%. But in reality, it's very good. It's perfect. Yes. Mm-hmm. The third dot represents your relationship, marriage, and kids. We can say it is positive. Related to children is good. Related to your partner, wife is good in your life. So the third dot represents your relationship, your marriage, your kids, and you can say that in general also very good. And the fourth dot connected to social life. There is social service or social life. What you dedicate yourself towards the people, helping the people, guiding the people, serving, social work. So it is positive for the fourth dot. So the fourth dot, which represents your social life, your social work, you dedicating yourself to others and helping others, is also very good, highly evolved and strong.
That means you connect yourself with other people or in the universe. But there is a fifth dot also, which is right now is
Hold on. The fourth dot means that you give yourself to others, you connect with other people. So that's perfect. But there is also a fifth dot, which at the moment is invisible or very weak.
the fifth dot we call connected to new elements. It can be connected to elements, connectivity with the different planets, connecting with the supreme energy. It is a kind of blockages, Caesar. That means there is not only the duty to help the people, there is also universal work. That means some kind of work to heal the universe. It can be connecting with the five elements connecting yourself or connecting yourself towards the
Hold on, Shyam. So the fifth dot, which at the moment has a little block on, is the dot that connects you with animals, the supreme power, or other planets. And that goes beyond helping other people. It's more on a global realm than the direct help of other people. And there is, at the moment it's a little weak or invisible. Yes, Shyam, continue.
That means usually the fourth dot is connected what your energy, what you have giving to others. But you need to feel this energy. You need to connect to feel this energy. Right now it is a bit blocking. But in the past there was some connectivity, some kind of information transformation, receiving some, it can be intuition or channeling which you give for others. But right now it is one way. The path is one way which you give for others. But what you receive, what you connect in reverse, it is blocking.
And that's the fourth dot, Shyam, or the fifth dot?
Fifth dot, it is blocking.
So the fifth dot is blocked, yeah, but they said the fourth dot is good because he gives to other people. But before, he was also connected to the universe, receiving energy and messages, filling up the vessel, so to speak. But at the moment, that connection is missing. Correct, Shyam?
In other way, it is a reverse or reflection. It is a reflection or reverse energy. What you give, you need to get the feedback. It's a giving energy, reflection of energy. What you give, it is to have the reflection of energy is big. The fifth dot is connected to the reflection, the energy.
Okay, so what you give is perfect, but what's missing is for you to receive. That portion at the moment is missing.
சொல்லிடுவேன் மகன்களுக்கு தோற்றம்தான்.
You're born on 16th March 1946. You're born, sir.
You're born on March 16th, 1946.
அறிவால் தோற்றாய்.
The day which you're born is Saturday. You're born on Saturday, sir.
You're born on a Saturday.
கூறுவேன் மகன்களுக்கும் விண்மீனாய்.
Your moon sign is Leo, sir. According to the Vedic, your moon sign, Vedic moon sign is Leo.
In Vedic astrology, moon sign is Leo.
The Lagna ascendant is Sagittarius.
And in Vedic astrology, the ascendant is Sagittarius.
விளம்பிடுவேன் வீணையாய்.
Now your age is 7. 75. Now your age is 75. So that means 74 completed. 75 is in process for you.
You are in your 75th year.
கூறுவேன் காலமனுக்கு அகவைதான்.
So now we can say 75 it is a blessing for you. By the Maharishi, it is the right time or the blessing for you to get your leaf. So again by Shiva Vakya Maharishi.
You have the blessing to receive your reading today.
Your Vedic birth star is called Puram. Puram is very good birth star. So those who are connected to Puram.
You have your birth star, sir, which is typed in the chat, is called Puram, and it's a very good birth star to have because those born under this birth star have
some kind of soft energy. Because in general, Leo is called as a strong energy because like a main energy, very strong energy, and also Sagittarius is also very strong energy. But
so being born under Puram, it's a soft energy. So your moon sign Leo and the ascendant Sagittarius are very strong.
Energy.
But being born under the birth star of Puram, it softens it.
According to the Western zodiac size is Pisces zodiac.
According to Western astrology, you're Pisces.
It is also soft energy. So
And Pisces is also soft.
energy for you. If it is not compatibility like this, means your direction might be indifferent, not this artistic, but be indifferent.
What do you mean, sir? I don't understand you.
Might be those who born on the Leo or Sagittarius, they are called a fighter. They are strong, like a king, warrior, strong. But your duty, you are also fighting, but in a different angle, in a soft.
Now, those people are usually born under Leo and Sagittarius, which are very strong, fiery signs. They're fighters, leaders. But because you're given the softening Puram, birth star, and in Western astrology, Pisces, it softens it, and hence your energies are directed towards what you're doing now in a softer way, helping other people.
There is
Soft.
There is a saying, instead of a sword, the pen nib is more sharper. So you're using the pen, sharper. It's more sharper than the knife or the sword. So you're using it in a brilliant way. You're very using it in a good way. So that is your angle.
You understand, sir? Bill, did you understand?
It means the pen is mightier than the sword. So
did you understand, Bill, or no?
Yeah, I'm missing a lot of it because my heart.
No, I repeat it all for you. I repeat everything. So he says, given that you're born under Puram and your Western astrology is Pisces, instead of fighting with a sword, which you would had you been a pure Leo and Sagittarius, you're now using the softer tip of a pen. And with the pen, you're leading other people instead of fighting with a sword.
I like that analogy.
And I'm stronger than the sword.
There will be some ups and downs. Always you need to, like pieces. Pieces kind of fish. Like a fish, always there will be a challenge. That means each moment you need to face some kind of new experience or obstacle, challenge, but you're overcoming. Each day there is a struggle, but you overcome with a victory. Every time stepping in a victory, success, but with facing some struggles.
So given your thumb impression and your birth star and your zodiac, every day is a challenge, every day. But you can overcome the challenge. Like Pisces, ups and downs, the way they swim, fish. You do the same. You face a challenge, you overcome it, then comes the next, you overcome it, and so forth. This is
whatever the goal you're having, which you're in your life, you will achieve it. So you're reaching your goal. Every time you keep yourself a destination, you're crossing, you're reaching it, you're succeeding it as a good leader. You're a leadership portion you're having.
And because you have this leader gene in you, the Maguda, remember the crown, you set your goal and you achieve it. Despite obstacles and challenges, you get there.
எண்ணங்களும் சிந்தைகளும் நேர்மறை கொண்டதால் மகன்களுக்கு செல்லும் வழியும் நல்நிலைதான்.
So always you go in the right direction, truthful direction, or being more honestful direction, reliable direction, being truth for others, being motivating others and guiding others towards the light or towards the truthful direction. You're guiding the people.
So your way is to guide others in the right direction, help them, make them grow. You have the strong will, the power to guide other people toward the light, toward improvement.
சமூகத்தில் மாற்றத்தை அறியும் உணர்ந்த பாக்கியத்தை பெற்றவர்கள்.
While getting the palm leaf, your parents are not living, sir.
While getting your palm leaf read, your parents have already passed away.
மகன்களுக்கு ஓசை சொல்றான்.
Your name Bill.
Your name is Bill.
தந்தைக்கும் அதே சொல்றான்.
Father name also the same name, Bill.
Your father's name is Bill.
அன்னைக்கு அழகு சொல்றான்.
Mother name Marcella.
Your mother's name is Marcella.
உடன் பிறந்தவர் ஏதுதான்.
For you, no real sibling, but for you, half sisters you are having, and also half brother you are having.
You have no real siblings, but half sibling.
விளம்பிடுவேன் மனம் கண்டவர்தான்.
You are married, sir.
You're married, correct.
மனம் கண்ட மங்கை கேரள் தான்.
The wife name Carol.
The wife's name is Carol.
அவள் வழியால் மகன் தனக்கு ஈர் செய்கிறார்.
For 2 children for him, 1 son, 1 daughter for him.
You have 2 children, 1 son and 1 daughter, correct.
யாவும் மனம் கண்டு வாழ்ந்தார்.
The children's life is good. So, but the last 2 years, a bit average for the children. There was a block, but might be in 41 or 42 days, even better situation will be there for the children.
Can you repeat this one more time, Shyam? Sorry.
Now your age is 75, sir. Your age is 75. For
Yes.
you, it is a positive period. For you, it's good. You are in a good time. So for you, it is good. It can be your work, health, profession, almost is good. But sometimes some health issues, but which you can able to manage in this period, 75.
So now you are in your 75th year, and it's a good period for you in general. And you might have some minor to overcome, and that's not a big issue. Understood, sir?
சொல்லிடுவேன் இக்காலத்தில் காணுமனுக்கு எண்ணிய காரியொளி படிப்படியே சுத்தி யோகித்தார்.
The next 1.5 years for you, new opportunities, new work, new project, even run new articles or books writing, publishing situation is there for you, sir.
And also for you, the next 1.5 years, very good times, new opportunities. For example, writing a new book.
எழுத்தாளருக்கு நல்ல அங்கீகாரம் பாராட்டு சான்றுதான்.
In the upcoming near future also, award, reward getting situation is there, but this award, reward after March 2021 will be there for some kind of award, reward or recognition.
You might receive an award or reward next year after March of 2021.
More followers will be there in following your spiritual message or your guidance in this period.
And you'll have more followers of your spiritual guidance next year.
குருவின் உபதேசத்தை உன் எழுத்தாளத்தில் உரையாற்றினாலே நல்மாற்றங்கள் காண்பாய்.
You can do and write some kind of spiritual works, a spiritual connected writing situation is there in the upcoming near future you need to do.
So his duty is to do spiritual work, correct?
Yes.
So that's what Bill knows anyway. So that's what he's doing.
But right now, comparing before 2 years, the last 2.5 years, your journey or your success is a bit average, sir.
Compared to 2.5 years ago?
Before, yes.
So compared to more than 2.5 years ago, at the moment, your success is average compared to those years back.
The last 2 years, there was how the children had Saturn, Ketu, Jupiter, the same blocks for you was there, but minor. There was some minor block, the same block. Professional related, financial related, career related, business related, the same blocks for you, related to health wise also.
So you were personally also impacted by these 3 planets, Saturn, Jupiter, and Ketu. So that means business was impacted, making money was impacted by this. But you are now overcoming those times, and better times are upon you. I guess we're going to move on to the puja reading now. Just going to listen to what Guruji tells us, and I will explain you the pujas afterwards, okay?
Okay, thank you.
விளம்பிடுவேன் குருதானமாய்.
At first, the Gurudan, Guru Dashna to Guruji Jairaj, you have to give a kind of Gurudan donation. Then you have to give Gurudan to Indian Palm Reading Institute in terms of showing the gratitude. It can be by your salaries, guiding the people, helping the people for this institute. You need to show your gratitude. Palm Reading Institute.
ஆணையுடன் வழிபாடு.
After that, you need to do prayer for Ganesha prayer to remove the blocks, especially there is health block and finance. So to remove your health block and financial block to make it better, health and finance. Other thing is good. Your life is good, the health and finance to remove the block. 6 Sundays you need to pray for Ganesha.
சொல்லிடுவேன் மகந்தனுக்கு மங்களமாய்.
5 Thursdays with puja for Guru Darshanamurti prayer. It is for the children, for the kids. Darshanamurti. Guru Darshana. For the children's good health, good career, good development, good relationship with you, 5 Thursdays, pray for Guru. There will be some kind of negative people, jealous also in your surrounding. To avoid them, 7 Fridays, do puja for Durga. Durga prayer you have to do for 7 Fridays, and full moon day you need to pray for Shiva and Parvati. 5 full moon day at last for the spiritual success and development. Shiva and Parvati for the 5 full moon day you have to do. These are the temple puja that you need to do in order. There is some spiritual duties and social service in this life we need to do. Social service you need to do for people, helping the people, guiding the people in the spiritual direction. It can be meditation, yoga, or palm leaf consultation, talking about palm leaf and guiding the people for palm leaf, spiritual work, or your energy work, energy healing. But the most important for the people, for the faith, the faith healing, energy healing, that means belief, faith healing, developing the confidence, removing the ignorance, removing the fearness. So when there is a fearness is removed, that means the faith is inbuilt in their life. So that you need to do in the future. Spiritual duty and guidance you have to do. So these are the pujas that you need to do in your life. So this is the end of your prayer and pujas. Well,
Is there no mantra puja?
no. So there is no karma, no mantra puja, no other blocks.
Okay, wow. Okie dokie.
So there is no big block for you. So we don't see a bigger block. Maybe there is a block for 41 days. So by the prayer, you can able to only you need to connect with yourself. You need to connect with the supreme energy, and you need to try to connect with other elements. There are 2 elements is positive, fire and water. You need to try to connect with other elements, land, sky, and air. So you can balance by meditation. That means doing more practice in meditation, connecting yourself with land. You can do.
Okay. I'll explain all that to you, sir. Do you have any final words or questions before we say bye-bye to our beloved Guruji, our senior reader, and Shyam, our office manager and senior interpreter?
What was the name of behind you? Those are they the same person behind you? Same saint? Both those portraits?
Oh, he's talking about the god behind you, Shyam.
Is that the same?
Saraswati is on from our point of view on the left side is Saraswati.
Murugan, the god who brings the good fortune, knowledge, and family life partner, Murugan.
There are 2 different gods, sir.
God.
Saraswati left, Lord Murugan right.
There is Saraswati's blessing is there, sir. There is the goddess Saraswati, there is blessing is there for you. So today,
Yes, connected with her. Yes.
So when we do prayers, when you do prayer, usually if the flower is falling down, means we have the blessing. So when we are doing the reading, the flower which was tied fell down. So we were telling some message, and we felt that there is a blessing for you.
Correct. Yes.
It was a good symbol. It is a good symbol. So.
Okay.
Because the God doesn't appear in a physical form, but through the energy. We can feel that energy here. So it's falling down, and there's a blessing when telling your messages.
Mm-hmm.
That's why during the reading it was told. When it was falling, the flower was falling, we mentioned that the Saraswati's blessing is there for you.
Do you understand? Do you understand, sir? Bill? While they were doing the reading and they were giving you a special message, the flower fell off.
No, I was actually watching. I was staring at it. Maybe it was my problem. Maybe I'm sorry.
No, it happened.
I was staring at it, and as I was focused on it, and then I kind of didn't want to call the attention. I thought, "What happened?" So I'm sorry. I apologize for messing up your flowers, but it was. I was just staring at that corner up there, and it went. So sorry.
No. That's a good sign.
It's a good sign. It's a good sign for your blessing. It's a blessing from the goddess, Saraswati blessing.
But Yeah, it was interesting. My first reading that I got 10 years ago, everything they predicted about me happened. There's nothing left to happen. That's why I was kind of go. So I thought the only thing left had to be death, right? So
Yes.
but I feel a need to be there for. So it's good to know that I'll be able to extend my services, whatever they may be. Let's get real. Nothing is us. It's all from the one source.
Yes.
And if we're lucky enough to be blessed to be used in some way or manner, that's a blessing to be
You're
used.
from a good source. You're an angel. That means, as my reading told, either you, your wife, is a source of angel. That from the angelic energy is for you or for the wife. It is already mentioned in the leaf, because the reason why we told like this means, even though there is lots of block, it doesn't affected you. That means you have the ability to protect. It is beyond the human level. So you're not in a human level. You're reached already the beyond the human level. That's why the blocks doesn't affect you and your wife.
Bless the both of you. And I humbly thank you. Keep up the work. I'm trying to help Dr. Q here because he contacted me after people told him about me. Well, when he contacted me, I intuitively knew, no, I'm supposed to help him because he is helping preserve, protect, project, and educate people on what you're doing.
Yes.
And this needs to be done. So if any way this helps Dr. Q, my testimony is out there, and I'm attesting that this reading for me was 100% accurate. Not from a, I guess it feels right. No, it's from a knowing that this was exactly correct. Whole different level.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So
Thank you
Very much.
I'll let you guys go back and do your job.
Thank you, Guruji. Thank you, Shyam.
Thank you.
Now, having spoken about your matching experience, let's move on to your reading part. You know, the whole reason why we did the search for your bundles and then had the matching live on Zoom is to get a reading done. And just as a starting point, the reading is quite intricate, complex, and detailed. And the beginning of the reading is when you get your thumbprint name explained to you. That in itself is quite something, because your thumbprint and thumbprint name is kind of like a genetic imprint that you have, and you cannot change that at all. That's the only thing that's not changeable. That's you in a broad spectrum. It explains you, your soul, your journey pretty well, I should say. And then once they explain your thumbprint name, they explain your energetic dots. Each person has at least 3 dots, usually 3 dots, I should say. You could have more than 3. And each one of these energetic dots represents an area of your life. And those can be changed and improved if indeed there is a block. If you have a family block, or child block, or spiritual block, health block, whatever that might be, they tell you then what to do to fix it. Then you're told your birth star. They compare Vedic astrology with Western astrology. So that's all just the basics, and just the basics take, I don't know, 10 minutes or so. And only once you're confirmed, your thumbprint name explained, and everything else done, only then the reading starts. And the reading, one more time, is very important for people to understand, is based on your overall energies, not your mood, your energies around the time of your reading, astrology, Vedic astrology, and your thumbprint name. And those 3 then give you a likely trajectory of your life until you die. One more time, your life is not set in stone. It's just a likely trajectory based on those 3 things, and until you basically pass on, and it comes in blocks of years. And it covers the good, the bad, and the ugly. And if something is not so good, if you're being told a challenge in whatever area of your life, because this is a so-called whole life reading, meaning it covers all aspects of life, family life, spirituality, health, money, career, kids, grandchildren, love affairs. You know, they even tell you when there is an opportunity for love affairs. So everything, really, your entire life. So if something is not so good, if there's a challenge, don't despair, don't get stressed out, because at the end of the reading, you get a puja reading. And the puja, literally translated, means healing or prayer ceremony. It is your homework, what you can do to fix the challenges that were identified in your reading. And if you do carry karma, that was important to me for my first reading, really, because I only got my first reading done because of health issues. You get a karmic reading if indeed you carry karma from a previous life. And that's only a big enough negative karma, not the small stuff, big enough negative. We all carry karma, period, good and bad. But the only time you get a karmic reading, is if that big enough negative karma impacts you now, this lifetime. And then they will tell you in your puja reading how to fix it. So that is just an overview of the reading. And then, of course, at the end of your reading, you can ask as many questions as you want. So one more time, folks, please do get ready, get prepared for that. You can write down as many questions as you want so that you won't forget. But we send these things to you in an email before you get the reading done. So please read the email that we send you, because it comes from the heart. We really want you to get the most out of your reading. Fill in the matching form, get ready, have questions ready that you want to ask. Most of it is touched upon during the reading anyway, but some of it might not. And then you can delve deeper into things that you want to know. And so having given you now an overview of the reading part, let's go back to Reverend Bill. Just tell me, how was it? How did you feel after your reading? That's, to me, the most important reading.
I'm glad we're doing this a couple weeks after the fact, because I would have had trouble verbalizing. I'm even having trouble at this stage, because it really hits the essence of who you are, really who you are.
Yes.
And so it really cuts spiritually right into you. It lays it out, and I was. It was sacred. No other word I could say was, it's a sacred process. And for those that get a reading, no matter how the reading goes, no matter what is said, you have to look at it all as a sacred message. It's coming to you for a reason at this time of your life. It could be a lifeline. It could be a life changer. It could be a confirmation of the direction you're going. Like in my case, it was a confirmation, which was really, everybody needs confirmation. You really need to know you're on the right path. You know, when you're going down a road, you want to know, does this really lead to where I want to go? And so it's always nice. You think you do, you think you know it. So it's always kind of nice to get confirmation. So the reading was I was going to say, what can I say about it? It was beyond what I would have expected. It was much deeper, because it dealt with issues that, a couple of issues, like why I was struggling from my last book to this book, for example.
Yes.
They kind of went into some things like I was rewriting it, and then I didn't want to publish it. Nobody knew that but me. Maybe one or two very close friends, you know, they knew I was thinking about changing some things in my writings, and I didn't. And then this kind of confirmed that was the right thing to do. And it also confirmed why I was having trouble getting started on my next book. And that very week that I'm getting a reading, it's like that block, I hate to use that term, that block was like lifted, and I just go, no, channel's open. I'm writing this. I've got a vision of what this thing is going to be. So that was part of my reading, which was kind of on a personal side. Everybody will get their own little unique message. But it was good to know that my grandchildren are doing well spiritually, and my son and daughter and my wife. It was, without getting into depth of details, I was not disappointed. I felt honored, but that when you say that and you look at my reading, you go, it's not, it's, I wish I could be more humble. It humbled me to hear what I heard because it was beautiful in a sacred way. And just even me saying that is, I feel like I'm violating the sacredness of what I was told. So anyway, suffice to say, the reading was very heartfelt. It's only word. And you've known me long enough, Dr. Q, that I'm not usually one grasping for words. I could just rattle on for 2 hours. And talking about this reading, you notice I'm having trouble. It's an area that just I'm going, I really want to share this. And then there's a part of me that says, no, this is really personally sacred and hold back.
Yes.
So I'm in that hold back stage. But I really want to grab my friends and say, go get your own. Have the same struggle I'm having. It's a joy. And so, yeah, it was something I'm really glad that you suggested it to me, because I wouldn't have had it done. But then, of course, I would have had it done because everything lined up, and then we met, and then suggested, and those things. It was destined to be, right? So, saying I would have never had it done, I would have never thought that I would have had it done, and I'm pretty good at that stuff. So it wasn't on my agenda. I had one reading, I go, that's it. I needed this reading for a lot of evident reasons. So thank you.
Well, we have to thank you, of course. I guess all that there is left to say is some parting words, a summarization of your experience, something that you want to ask me. I'm here to answer your questions too. If I can be of any help to you, of course, at all. And yeah.
By the way, when people watch it, I don't know how much of it you're going to show, hopefully just little snippets, that I have you kind of, the guy is interpreting from the other guy, but then I'm having you interpret to me, and people got to realize that I was in a war, I got blown up, I have hard of hearing problems. So I have trouble reading and listening to a foreign dialect of any kind. It's a little hard for me. Having you restate it where I could understand it wasn't because I was stupid and I didn't understand. It was basically because I couldn't really hear it. I wasn't grasping it. And having that asset available made the reading much more comfortable for me, because I didn't have to worry about straining myself to hear it. When I listen to the recording now that you send, I can slow it down and stop it, and I go, oh, okay, here's a little bit more to that. There's some lining up with this, and Saturn's moving here, and Cato or whatever it is moving. I mean, there's things going on, and now I understand, and then I can, that was the other thing. So then, now I can go and Google some of these things that were on there, terminology or things or astrology, Vedic stuff. And then I get a little deeper meaning into it. And so as you watch it and you research and you analyze a little bit, not heavy analyze, just with your heart, it just keeps getting richer. There's the message that is apparent, right? And then there's the underlying messages which aren't so apparent. So, for example, there was one place in there was a little trouble. I tried to figure out what was going on, and the guy says, "You have no trouble giving. Giving is not your problem." And then when I played it back, he's saying reflections from others, reflecting feedback, and you were saying receiving back. And that's actually two different things, and they're both apply. But people reflecting feedback, that's important. So that I looked at that and I go, oh, in other words, there's still knowledge and wisdom out there flowing, even from babes, from everybody, right? You gotta listen to all the feedback from the universe and from people and everything. So giving's just not enough. I mean, you give and give and give and do your stuff, but you have to allow other people to reflect back to you whatever it is that you need. So So that was like a double entree thing there. It wasn't just about receiving, like I got something coming to me. No, it's about opening up the opportunity for reflection from others and feedback, literally feedback. So that was like that, you know, when you watch it again, you go, oh, but I didn't catch that the first time. It was like, okay, I'm giving and I'm not getting so much back. That's not a problem. I don't care if I get anything back at all. But it wasn't about getting things back or appreciation back or none of that. It was more about feedback, which is a whole different thing than receiving things. It's feedback. That's a gift of wisdom. That's a gift of knowledge. So if that makes any sense.
Yes, it does. Thank you very much for sharing that. Really appreciate it. Well, you know, we want to keep this interview short because we're editing bits and pieces of matching and reading into it. I guess the matching and the reading are pretty much self-explanatory anyway, even though we edit it down to just bits and pieces here and there. But I think people will have a good understanding of the process. And with us talking and explaining things even further, I think folks should be able to get the most out of your experience, your reading, and our talk, so that it encourages them, empowers them to start their own journey, really. And that's why we're here, really. That's why I'm doing it. I'm here to help people. I'm here to help seekers and my Indian friends. I want to preserve this on one hand, this ancient and powerful wisdom, making sure that there are enough good, high-quality readers there to do the job, that you can trust, people that you can trust, highly ethical, humble, knowledgeable saints, really. That's who these readers are, every single one that works with us, and also the interpreters that we have in India too. And we want to make it as simple as possible for folks out there. Hence, we have a Western person in every call. We'll call them moderators, if you wish. They hold your hand, really. I was holding Reverend Bill's hands so that he will get the most out of his reading. But we do that for everyone. So Reverend Bill is no different to any other reading that we do on a daily basis. I just feel humbled and honored to having stumbled upon you, as people kept referring to you when they signed up because they had listened to your previous talk on your original palm leaf reading, the video that you put on YouTube, and then people saw it, and then they Googled us, and then they found us, and then I was like, who is this Reverend Bill guy? Let me Google him and see if I can find him or not. And I did, obviously, and the rest is history, because we connected a few months ago, and we've been talking quite frequently, I should say, over the past few months, and I hope this is the beginning of a long friendship, and I hope that I get to meet you in person once the situation allows for it, and I can fly back to California again. Then thank you very much from the bottom of my heart for allowing us to record this, for your help and support, for explanations and your generosity in allowing other people to see bits and pieces of your personal journey. It's very sacred and it's very personal, and it takes a big heart to allow other people to peek into it. And for this, I'm very grateful. So on behalf of the entire Institute, thank you so much for being there for us, for help and support, and very much looking forward to talking with you soon again, and hopefully seeing you in person. Namaste. God bless.